And so in this video, what I'm really going to do is just dive into 4 things that you need to do to, turn LinkedIn into a lead generation machine. So I'm going to share my profile here in a minute with you guys. But basically, high level, the 4 things is we need to work on your personal brand or your company's brand and make sure that we have, proper positioning. Next thing from there is we need to stock our pond. And then from there, we need to have a really good messaging strategy. And then the last thing is a really good content strategy. So I'm going to break these things down for you, starting with my LinkedIn profile here, and walk you guys through the best way to set the profile up to start generating leads. So if you're here and you're listening to this, give me a like, comment, let me know that you're here. Feel free to ask any questions that you have, so I can deliver as much value for you as we get going. So if you look at my LinkedIn profile, with the branding, there's a couple of key things here. The first thing is you want to make sure, that you have a good professional headshot. Just like everything in life, first impressions are everything. So having a good professional headshot is going to be incredibly important for you. Okay. The cover art and cover photo, or whatever they call it here on LinkedIn, isn't quite as important. You can see that I have one here that says very specifically what it is I do and how I help my clients. Okay. A key thing is your LinkedIn headline. Okay. And this is where most people, what I find is they just put their job title here, and it's such a wasted space of real estate. When you think about it, when somebody's actually connecting with you on LinkedIn, what is the only thing that shows up? When you go into that, and I can actually show you, I'll just go ahead and hop over right now. Just so you know, when somebody connects, you get their name, and then you have this. So for me, I want to make sure that I clearly tell my market exactly what it is I'm doing. And that's where there's a huge opportunity to say, what your unique difference is to the marketplace. So for me, it's the guy recruiting firms to work with to build a relevant brand that attracts clients and candidates on autopilot. Very simply stated, but that's what's unique for me. Okay, so that's kind of the first part of this whole thing is really getting the top part of your profile dialed in. Don't worry so much about the cover here, but the photo and the headline is key. Now, another change that will make a massive impact is taking your about section or your summary and really turning that into a kind of more of a sales opportunity and sales page. So, most time people are writing here about their work experience and this, that, and the other. And nowadays there's just so much more you can do with this by turning this into a sales page. So if you go check out my summary, not going to spend too much time on it here right now, but if you go check out my summary, you'll see that everything is about my prospective market. There's really nothing to do with me until we start introducing, what my potential solutions are. So, the reason for this is so that I can build my relevant brand and start to build that authority positioning, just by simply communicating that I understand what's going on in my market. So huge opportunity for you to do the same. So that's kind of the first thing is before you really start to see massive results on LinkedIn doing something like this, the biggest place where people skip over is this branding part. If you don't have this branding part, the rest of the stuff that I'm going to talk about just won't deliver the impact. So you need to have good positioning from your LinkedIn profile to really unlock your maximum potential and maximum success. Okay. So that's kind of the first part of this. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and stock LinkedIn or stock our pond, right? So what does that mean? If I know exactly who my target market is, so for example, my target market is boutique agency recruiters and owners, that's exactly who I want to connect with on LinkedIn. That's who 90% of my connections are, is exactly that. They're either the CEO, the founder, the owner, the managing partner, managing director, somebody in a leadership role in a boutique type of agency. That's my core target market. And so that's what I want to stock my pond with. And the reason being is because I want to play a long game. Okay. I'm not trying to hit home runs. I'm trying to hit singles as I build my brand. And this is where there's a massive opportunity for you because most people try to take the approach of what you've done offline and turn it online, and it just doesn't work as effectively that way. So if you're watching this live right now, go ahead and give me any questions that you have around the brand and stocking your pond. Give me a like, let me know that you're here and you're getting some value out of this. But once you have the pond stocked, and the other thing that I want to bring up about the kind of stocking the pond is that So many people use the old school in-mail approach. Every time I get an in-mail, I don't even open them because I just know it's a sales pitch. Or in your case, it's going to be a new job opportunity pitch. So when everybody in the market is doing these things, we need to approach things differently. And so the value of stocking your pond is that now you can actually communicate with these people and interact with them um, through messaging, right? And not the in-mail, but actually through direct messaging. And this allows us multiple touch points because the key with messaging, whether it be good or bad, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, is the winner is the one that follows up more tenaciously. People, all of us are so busy. We're really competing for people's attention these days. And we're just, people are hammered with messaging all day long. When you pick up your phone, when you go to social media, when you're on your computer, when you're driving home, when you're watching TV, I mean, there's so much stuff that's being thrown at us. So we need to be able to hit our prospects, whether they're clients or candidates, multiple times to really maximize our results and our effect. Okay. So, the next thing really comes is LinkedIn messaging strategy. So I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this here realize that, I'm sure you guys get messages every single day from guys like myself, lead generation experts. They come in and just bombard you and tell you that they can get you some massive amount of leads tomorrow and unlock and change your business forever. And you read it and you go, this is bullshit, because you can see right through it. Not only that, is quite honestly, you're tired of the approach. You're tired of people connecting with you and pitching their services right away. So that's where you have the same opportunity. Majority of your market's doing the same thing. They're trying to take that old school cold calling approach of picking up the phone, hey, do you have any open recs for me, and take that onto LinkedIn. And what's happening is you're falling on deaf ears. So your opportunity is to play a long game, actually network with people, actually get to know people. So set your messaging strategy up to be one that is genuine interest around your market and what these individuals are going through, their pains, their problems, how you can be an asset and value and a resource for them. So that's the key shift that you need to make in your messaging. Stop connecting and pitching yourself to somebody and start playing the long game and building relationships. I can tell you that this will just unlock so much for you. It works for me every single day, works for my clients every single day, because we're doing things differently from the rest of the marketplace. And if you haven't figured out how to generate client leads through LinkedIn messaging, you're just missing out on a great opportunity out there. Okay. The next step, kind of the last part of the whole thing is the content side of things. What's going on, Kurt? So the content side of things is really a multi-layered component, right? So how do we create content? When we're looking at content, you don't need to become a blogger. You don't need to become the next Gary Vee necessarily to have the impact that you want in your market. You need to create content that supports your brand and supports your positioning. That's where you're going to get a lot of leverage and create a lot of impact, is when you're creating content that supports the brand, supports the positioning in the marketplace. Okay. So the first easiest way to create content is through status updates or just a standard post on LinkedIn. Okay. I would recommend that you're doing some sort of posting every single day. It can be about what you have going on, what's happened with clients and candidates you're talking to, what's going on, Vinyay. It can be, wins that you've had. It can be thought leadership. There's so many different ways that you can post your content. But the cool thing and the reason why you need to post content is awareness, right? Going back into our market's saturated and not even just our market, just that life is saturated with messaging now. We're competing for attention. The only chance that we have to build real true brand awareness is through consistent content. Okay. So status updates need to really be done on a regular basis. So look for candidate wins, look for client wins you can share, look for pains and problems that you can talk about, and look at how you can possibly present that solution to the marketplace. So that's the thing about the first thing about content is you got to be doing status updates. Now, the next thing is you probably want to write an article on a pretty regular basis, at least maybe once a month. You want to create a high level piece of content in an article. Now, what I would recommend doing in this situation is really creating an article that's really going to hit home with your core client. Again, I want to create content that supports my positioning in the marketplace. So I want to create an article that's going to add a tremendous amount of value to my prospective market. And again, with content, guys, it's, so many people get overwhelmed and they don't see the results from content right away because they're looking at their content. They're trying to hit 50 home runs in one at bat. You just can't do that, right? You need plenty of at bats to hit the home runs, right? And what I'm saying there is you need plenty of content out there to really build awareness and to start attracting people to you. just doesn't happen with one or two posts and inconsistently done. Okay. So if you think that you can just show up and create, a little bit of content and that you should get some results, you're really being disrespectful of the process. You have to buy in, you have to hit singles, you have to show up every single day. Um, Another massive, massive opportunity, and I've had a ton of success with this, as well as my clients, is video. The cool thing about LinkedIn is that you can upload video. It's what they refer to as LinkedIn native video. And it's just video is just, no matter what the platform, is just the most effective way to bridge that gap of know, liking, or trusting. You're getting your audience to know, like, and trust you. So um, creating videos has got to be a part of your strategy. And I know there's probably a lot of hurdles mentally that you got to get through to be able to get to that point. But when you start creating videos on LinkedIn, it's just another way for people to start to see your brand and develop more awareness around yourself. But LinkedIn native video is just a huge, huge thing because they actually are starting to favor video a little bit. And again, instead of providing a link for YouTube, which is going to kind of kill your views on the algorithm, the LinkedIn native video is going to do the exact opposite. So create a video, upload it directly into LinkedIn. And yeah, of course, I would recommend that you have to upload it to your YouTube channel as well. But huge opportunity, got to be doing that. Okay. I get people reaching out to me almost every day, complimenting on a video, possibly getting on a phone or wanting to get on the phone because they've seen something. And it's just incredibly, incredibly powerful when you do it right. Now, the last thing, and I think this is an area where there's a lot of opportunity, and I think that people don't pay attention to as much, as engaging with other people's stuff. Okay. That content has to be just as important to you, to where, if you have a prospective client and he's posting something, go start engaging with him, like it, leave a comment on it, give him some kudos, reach out to his inbox and talk to him about, what he posted. Okay. There's just so much opportunity for you to be able to build relationships. And that's the whole name of the game, right? I mean, if you're a transactional recruiter and stuff like that, and that's what you're priding yourself on is just money, a lot of the stuff's probably not going to resonate with you. And it's probably not going to, work for you. But if you're really in this game to build relationships and build partnerships and be valued by your clients, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to start relationships every single day and build relationships online every single day. So, if you do those four things where, you really, work on your brand positioning, and then you stock your pond with your ideal, prospects. And then you start, with a really long-term messaging strategy, and then you start sprinkling in some content for awareness. Now you're going to be able to start unlocking consistent lead flow. I probably get 10, 15, 20 calls every single month from LinkedIn. And a lot of my clients have the same type of success using this exact stuff. So I hope this training was helpful for you. If you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me, Donnie at DonnieGupton.com. And, I'd love to be a resource for you. I'd love to help you actually implement some of the strategies that, are delivering my clients massive results. So until next time, I'll talk with you later.